Hey there, this is going to be part 2, so if you haven't seen the first part, go check it out. Let's ask our angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our energy for divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We are surrounded in divine love, and so it will be. All right, Ace of Cups. We are surrounded in love. So it is, and so it will be. What is the message for this beautiful collective today, Spirit? Page of Cups. Okay. We'll get more info. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So there could be someone in their emotions about their plans not like working out or something falling apart when it comes to their stability and structure in their earthly realm. So this could be job related, this could be home, this could be the areas of life that are being affected. It could be that someone's in their sorrows. Here we'll get more. Page of Cups is someone avoiding a bit of emotions, maybe trying to cover up emotions. Okay, we have a Three of Pentacles. Maybe somebody, I'm getting like somebody might have been included at one point, but isn't included anymore. Like someone's been maybe kicked out of a group or doesn't feel like they're part of the plan, or maybe they were part of the plan and maybe they're not anymore. There's something about there's something about like Ten of Cups. Let's get more. There may have been common ground at one point, but there isn't anymore, is what I'm getting. I feel like there's been some sort of like upheaval here. I have the Eight of Pentacles. It's a blockage here. I feel like someone continuing to do what they've been doing or trying to, I feel like there's this blockage of no longer being able to continue a skill. That was my teenager. Have you heard him burp? That was my teenager. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Someone could have just lost a job. King of Wands. This is, there's that King of Wands. Someone who you would consider from your past or someone you used to know that was shady. Kind of like a snake in the grass, always trying to get one up on people. Like they always had an agenda. All right, so you know that song, You're Just Somebody That I Used to Know? That's what I'm getting. Okay? There's this like needing to remain like that this is somebody that you used to know. Okay? Like you no longer know them like that is also relevant here. Like you are minding your own business and they have their eyes set on you, but you are paying them no mind because they are somebody that you used to know. Okay? I feel like the actions taken against you has somehow, because they were trying to affect somebody's abilities to create, to be stable, to be secure, something that they do. It's like they worked with others to create some sort of downfall or some sort of blockage, but now they're realizing like they're the ones that's blocked. So their finances, their careers, their jobs are being affected for taking action. Okay? For putting the energy out there. We know that your mindset manifests. Yeah. They may not have valued you then, but they do now. They're observing you from afar. They could be over drinking. or just like overindulging, like maybe alone, like someone is now alone and not part of the group that they once were a part of, coming after you, collective. Okay, they may have worked with them, they may have worked on something together, like a project or some sort of thing that they were doing that this person is like almost like excommunicated from or kicked out of, or what they were doing like behind the scenes, like in reverse, like disempowered energy is coming. I feel like there's something coming of this. There's something of this. It's the Four of Cups. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about the glare. Four of Cups. Yeah, they're in some sort of like, you know, they have no empathy for how they affect people or the actions that they take and how it affects people. Like they lack empathy, they lack interest, they lack emotional connection, responsibility, or accountability. They much rather keep their feelings to themselves. So they might be somebody who isolates and stays alone and kind of numbs themselves with substances. Yeah, look at someone thought that they were the big game on campus, but come to find out they're all out of options now. So maybe all of this energy that they put out, that they valued, that they entertained, is returning back. And they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like their... Look at Ace of Swords. Like someone who prioritized and valued what the Seven of Cups stands for, which is like earthly desires and wishes and illusions and false narratives and potentially options, right? I feel like their options never brought them what they truly desired. It's like they explored all the desires and still feel very empty, lonely, hopeless, alone. So all the energy that they've been putting forth to try to get some sort of like hit off of it is no longer really doing it for them. Like they're, and I'm getting like they're out of options now. Now they have to face the truth. They're being forced to face the truth. Like all of your trickery, all of your options, like you're all out of options. It's like you have to face the mirror now. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. Okay? Like you can't blame anybody else at this point. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Yep. Six of Swords. They know damn well that you're the one that got away. And they did their best to prevent you from getting away from them. But they have failed. And you are protected. They have created a trap that they fell into that was meant for you. Two of Wands. They had a choice in the matter. They chose this direction, and now they're regretting it. They're regretting the investments made towards this direction. They chose the material realm over their spiritual calling to do something that is grander than themselves. They chose themselves in that situation. and all their pretty little options that they thought were so glorious. Those are gone now. So it's like, now what? Judgment. Now what? Where did that get you? Yeah, there's a need to kind of like sit back and like, let's take a look at this. Like someone is going to be forced to kind of like sit down. I used to have like I don't know if she was a first grade teacher. She might have been. But she used to say to her kids, sit down before I knock you down. I feel like this energy is being told to sit down. Look at 3 of Pentacles. It came against an earth angel, okay, temperance angel. Someone who's here to help blend and be the bridge, as well as harmonize and bring peace to the situations and love. It's like a vibration. It's like someone is a vibration and they tried to mess with this person's vibration. Maybe even frequency. Let's see what else we get. Let's clarify the 8 of Pentacles. The blockage here is their ability to continue what they've been doing, or their inability to continue to affect what you're doing. The Star. Listen, this is something that you came here to do. This is like an energy. You're a healer, you're a unicorn. Okay? You're someone who's come here over many lifetimes to practice your magic because your magic is needed here. Okay? Your magic is needed here and it's divinely guided and inspired. So therefore, nothing that they throw your way is going to work. Okay? So they only block themselves by trying to come after the star. Okay? They're only blocking themselves. And the blockage is the 8 of Pentacles. Okay? So if they thought that they were going to continue to have success doing what they're doing, trying to prevent a star from doing what they came here to do, you know, they're creating their own demise. Okay? Because the star, this is something that they're meant to create. There's a legacy here. There's generational wealth here. This is someone's destiny. And so you're not going to get in the way of someone's destiny. Correct. 2 of Swords. That person is blocked from having access to you. Their energy cannot reach you. And this is clarifying the 2 of Swords. Okay, you don't even need receipts. You already know. And you have the ability to apply discernment. And there's 2 swords here, so you're able to see things from both perspectives and still choose justice. You can still make this like discerning, unbiased decision. You can see through the illusions. You have this like clear knowing is what I'm getting with the 2 of Swords. This really talks about your clair abilities being very strong. Okay, and it's coming directly after the star. So this is somebody who's got strong intuition, psychic abilities, magician energy. Okay, yeah. Listen, this 7 of Swords said the most, did the most about this magician. Okay, so maybe they didn't realize all the energy, all the back talk, all the shenanigans has actually helped to empower this magician to further continue their work here to bring balance and harmony here on earth. So no energy goes wasted because the magician is an alchemist. Okay, someone who transmutes energy, and there will be justice served. 6 of Cups and the Justice. So justice is being served regarding the energy that you dealt with in the past cycle. Okay? They thought you would never find out. Come to find out, you know. Other people know. Like, the secret's out. That will be part of the justice. And then here's the Tower that goes along with that. Like, this is like fuck around and find out energy. Sorry to be crass. But someone is going to experience some sort of downfall, and they're going to have to evaluate like where they invested their time, money, and energy, and how this has not paid off for them in any kind of way. So there's some sort of like reaping what you've sown. Having a lot of work to do, right? And not even knowing where to begin. Like this energy is like overloaded with work. So someone may need to find a different way, find better things to invest their time in, right? Energy flows where your thoughts go, and they make manifest here, okay? All right, what is the Seven of Cups in reverse? Can you give us more details about what we're talking about specifically there? Yeah, Ace of Cups. Entertaining many options and still trying to find love, but never being able to find it. You have to know what love is. I feel like somebody may have looked everywhere to replace you, but couldn't. Or maybe that's what they know of as love, is to, you know, entertain many is how they see love, right? I feel like what appeals to them is shallow. Remember that movie Shallow Hal? This person is like the living epitome of that movie. Shallow Hal. He prioritized everything that was superficial in life. And this person is learning that lesson. So I'm going to call this reading Shallow Hal. Four of Wands. I feel like there is this community, celebration, recognition, accomplishment, as well as maybe even a union, a divine union that is protected here, showing up in the energy for the collective. I feel like regardless of them not seeing or having love for you in the way that you hold and have love for others, you still didn't let that like sour your grapes. Is that even a thing? Like souring your own grapes? I don't know. Something about grapes. Maybe you're about to step on some grapes. Make some wine. Make some wine, right? Like it's almost like making lemonade out of lemons, making wine out of sour grapes. Okay, so maybe that's for some of you, like whatever sour taste you have in your mouth, like it's about to be sweet wine. Okay, if you can appreciate that analogy. I'm not saying go out and drink a bunch of wine, but I feel like you should celebrate yourself. This is the Nine of Cups. Sorry if it's a glare. All right, let's clarify the Eight of Swords. Let's see. Oh, goodness gracious. Oof. Look at, this is both clarifying the Eight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. This is someone receiving what they put out. They breadcrumb, they gave to others, they gave to multiples behind your back, maybe putting you in competition with others to feed their own ego and pride, causing all kinds of heartache and betrayal and deception. They're now experiencing this for themselves. Okay, so whatever they tried to do to you is being returned, and there's a need for them to look within to see why this is something that they would do. Like there's patterns here that someone needs to look into with the Eight of Swords. Things are repeating, or someone may need to repeat a cycle because there are things that still need to be learned. And there's cause and effect playing out here. Okay, the law of cause and effect. All right, Nine of Cups. Someone definitely thought it was greener somewhere else. They now realize that they can't move on from you, or this person, and they're stuck with what they chose. So that is what it is. There's some sort of contract now with this person that they chose, that they thought was so wonderful, and they thought that they could betray you with. I'm getting with the Three of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So now they have a contract that they need to fulfill with this energy. Karmic lessons. They created karmic lessons for themselves. And this was as a result of their own free will choice to go in this direction. Look at Eight of Cups. Walking away and choosing, you know, a higher path, a higher calling, choosing something that speaks to your soul. And they have an opportunity now. They may be at a crossroads where they need to choose themselves in the situation over whatever relationship, partnership they're in that is extremely unhealthy. Okay, it's a very unhealthy relationship with the Two of Cups in reverse. So they have a free will choice. They're at a crossroads, and they can stay where they're at and continue this hardship, or they can walk the path of light and potentially do what they're being called to do. This is a bit of like surrendering energy. So, yeah. Wow. They chose a karmic partner over their soulmate, is what I'm getting. And now, because of the soul contracts that have been created, they need to repeat the cycle. So they could need to reincarnate and learn the lessons again on Earth School from where they've left off, right? Ten of Swords. Yeah, they very much could be things coming to a halt, and there being a need to learn from their mistakes. And it's a painful ending. It's you know, something that is going to be some sort of an upheaval, right? Like them trying to create some sort of demise for star energy has only returned back to them in some way, shape, or form. Okay, and I feel like this complete ending might be coming to once you meet up with your divine counterpart. I feel like there's a lot of patience with this. There was a need to see this as a blessing because it was. There were things that you needed to see and deal with yourself. There were things that you needed to free yourself from, and also like get out of the clouds, get out of the fog, get out of the shadow. Like there was unresolved things that you wouldn't have otherwise dealt with if this didn't happen. So it brought you clarity. I'm also getting this past energy is worried and concerned and full of anxiety because they know you already know. There's no hiding the truth. No matter how badly they can admit to it, you already know the truth. Right? You already know the truth. The World card. Yeah, you have understood this to be part of a process of initiation and activation. And as a result of that, you have surrendered to the process and have moved on. Yeah. This is like a successful completion of something that you needed to complete. And let me tell you, like, this could have been your energy. You could have been like really going through it. And so you're glad this is over because all it did was bring you grief, stress, anxiety. And you are now in the energy of peace, harmony, love, and balance. So you don't see this as a missed opportunity. You see this as a blessing in disguise. This experience. Again, like sour grapes. balance, like this is literally the balance that's being restored, is that like you're free and clear and at peace, and this energy is meeting their maker in some way, like meeting some sort of ending in their life because of what's been done. Look, death at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, there is an ending here, and it's meant to help transform something. Like there's a need to change our ways, grow from something. There's a need to kind of like connect, tune in to why you're here, what you're here to do. There's a need to like, sometimes we go through lessons and they can be painful ones, but we'll remember the lesson. We won't forever forget it. And sometimes it seems painful and unbearable, but at some point it is for your highest and greatest good. With the Hermit, I just got the Hermit. And so it's so that something can be brought back into balance and harmony. Okay? There's like this divine connection here. There's this need to kind of understand the spiritual lesson playing out here and why balance is being restored. And to understand what was the purpose of this contract that you had with one another. It's almost like I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. Eventually that will be the case, but maybe not yet. Maybe there's not being able to see that because we're too much in our fear and anxiety. But there is a major spiritual lesson being learned here. Someone could be like a spiritual or celestial or energy healer, teacher, or something like that. You know, like kind of like guide and training. You could be someone who has a direct connection to the Akashic. You could be a practitioner of some kind. Yeah, Queen of Cups. The downfall that's playing out is because someone was jealous and envious of this Nine of Pentacles energy, okay? And it was a Queen of Cups. They're the ones going through the downfall with this masculine. So there's a feminine and masculine going through some sort of ending with one another. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. This also can represent the empaths, the strong, compassionate, loving, caring, kind, motherly figures here, right? The feminine energy. It's like this energy I'm getting is like somebody wanted to be like somebody else, and they went to great lengths to try to be that. It's like copycat energy. Look, 10 of Wands. Yeah, and all they've done is just found themselves overwhelmed. Maybe they can't handle the challenges in which you handled to get to the position that you rightfully have. Like maybe they didn't really consider all that you went through in order to get to where you're at. And so now they may have like wished that upon themselves to be you. And now they're feeling the pinch because maybe they can't handle it. There was a lot to deal with. There was a lot of challenges to deal with. And then I have the Hierophant. I feel like they're finding themselves challenged because their belief systems aren't there. They don't have the support. Maybe they once had support, and maybe they're feeling like there isn't that type of support anymore. Maybe there's a differing of belief systems or loyalty. I feel like someone is realizing there's no loyalty amongst thieves. I feel like maybe somebody portrayed to be one way and they're not. I feel like they feel very burdened where they have invested their energy. There's no love there. There's this like apathy. And then there's no loyalty here. This person, you know, there's energy with the Seven of Cups in reverse, the Ace of Cups, and the Hierophant in reverse. I'd say, like, this is someone who doesn't prioritize loyalty. Oh, what I'm also getting is they may have desired a untraditional type romantic situations. So I'm getting like they could have had like open type dynamics in their relationships, and I feel like this is a pattern. This is something that may have been repeated through their family line. Like maybe there's something to look at there as to why they feel like people don't deserve loyalty. There's something about loyalty here. I feel like maybe they're only loyal to themselves. Ace of Wands. I feel like there is some passionate new beginning playing out here. I feel like, you know, there is this divine guidance. There is this truth. There is this beautiful energy of starting fresh. Fresh cycle, fresh timeline, new timeline. New vibration, new timeline. Yeah, High Priestess energy. I feel like you received messages about this, but you don't have all the details yet. So it's kind of like, keep this to yourself. Not everybody needs to know, because hoes ain't loyal. Like, when did you think that hoes would be loyal? Like, seriously? Like, no. There's something about that. Yeah, juggling. Okay. So maybe there's some secrets going on that are coming out about the fact that this energy or the energies could have had some interesting dynamics here where they may have, you know, entertained both. Okay, so this could be masculine and feminine with the Two of Pentacles. Doesn't have to be though. But I feel like there's something coming out here with the High Priestess. I feel like the High Priestess sees things from both perspectives and can be neutral and not take it on as their own. There is something playing out here that's far bigger, and there's this like understanding of that. This is Eight of Swords and the High Priestess. What are we speaking on here? Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Oops. I'm getting like what somebody would do for money. King of Pentacles. Like somebody was very much hung up in the appearances of things, and as a result has things hidden. There's some, yeah, there's, I mean, with the High Priestess and the Moon, like someone is very worried that the truth is going to be revealed about what they did for money and for appearances, and to create some sort of demise. Honestly, this is also illuminated subconscious. So when someone's thoughts, right, this like self-limiting beliefs here, this mindset, it actually gets projected, gets created. So they subconsciously, whatever they're subconsciously thinking about, they're putting out there energetically, and it's coming back to them because they're the vibrational match to it. So they may be like, I don't know if they're hiring people or sending out negative energy, but if that's what they're doing, it's coming straight back to them. Look at this. Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah. This is the witchy woman. This is someone who's very like in their dark energy. Okay, so someone who's not being a leader, they're being a follower. There's somebody who abuses their power. They do it, you know, under the darkness. Yeah, I feel like they very much could feel like stuck or unable to see clearly. I feel like there are illusions casted about who this person is. So again, like this is somebody who is not in their authentic energy and they're too busy trying to be like everybody else. And so they cast illusions. Okay, they cast like fake masks and false narratives, and anything that they say or do has some sort of intent, but the intention is to create confusion. So this energy is like a puppet. Look at Page of Pentacles. Crap. That's why they're going on the floors, because they want them in reverse. Like, why do we keep putting them on the floor? Because we want them in reverse. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, Five of Wands. They definitely got a group involved. Okay, they thought that they were going to benefit highly from what they were doing. They're all a bunch of puppets. It's like joining the circus. Here's the lead of the circus. And there's a fool that fell for the circus, thinking that they were going to gain something big. They were promised. They were promised. I feel like the drama, the chaos, the party group that's over here trying to do the most. I feel like this person has been like either kicked out of the group or lost some sort of position, or they no longer see this person as valuable. They've like used them for what they needed to use them for and have discarded them. Okay, so it's kind of like this group uses energy for whatever rituals they're doing, and then they kick the energy to the curb because they got what they wanted with the Page of Pentacles. And now there's an energy here feeling abandoned, rejected, left out in the cold. It may be a catalyst to the dark night of the soul and ego death and their awakening process. Wow. Dude, the Sun. I feel like they're it's almost like they're meeting God. They are being shown. They are being led. It's almost like the light is illuminating something to them, is what I'm getting. There's awakening to the truths about what's truly been going on and how they've been a part of it and why all of this is happening. Even they could just be awakening here, is what I'm getting. Like there's some awakening. Let's see. Yeah. Three of Cups. Page of Swords in the blockage position, or upright? Upright. Page of Swords in the upright. Wow. So I feel like maybe there's a realization here of who they now, like who they surround themselves with. I feel like they're starting to, there's information, okay? There's talk, there's observing, there's maybe even researching some things to see. It's like getting more info on something. Someone is getting more info on something, and it might have something to do with like who they are around, or what was done with a group, or who this group truly is and what they try to do, or why they were involved in the first place. Like, I feel like the divine is showing this energy the truth. And then we have the Emperor coming out over the Queen of Cups. There's that Two of Pentacles. Someone may have abused their authority. Is Emperor in the upright? Nine of Wands. Just gonna get this last bit out because I'm gonna probably end it after this. We're back to the Lovers. Yeah, confirmation. We're ending it after this. I feel like I'm doing gymnastics over here. The Strength card, is this in the upright? It's not. It's in the reverse. Okay, so someone lacks courage and confidence to stand up for what they believe in. They feel like they're wounded, they're abused, they're the victim in the situation. And what I'm getting is they had free will choice to show up the way that they did in all of these situations. And so they are having to be held accountable to what they created. And so if they created some sort of barrier, some sort of shitty situation, it's their responsibility to find a way out of it. Okay? Yeah. Get one more there. Yeah, here's that Death card. Here's that transformation. This will be a catalyst for their awakening. Like them doing this to you probably was a catalyst for yours. And that's how it goes around here in the 3D reality. What goes up must come down. Bit of polarity playing out here. This is what's bringing things into karmic balance, divine justice, so that things are kind of like squared off, and so that something new can begin, because something major has ended. Wow. Yeah. Major transition playing out here. Endings bringing new beginnings. Wow. Yeah, lessons and blessings, right? We saw that with the look at the persecution and inquisition card. We got spouse, authority figures. I'm getting that with the Emperor. There could be legal issues playing out here. It could have something to do with this person's work and what they did with somebody at work or co-workers. I feel like this is coming to light, and someone is in fear because there very much could be some sort of like investigation on them. Oof, yeah. Where's that lessons? Unrequited love, karmic relationships. What was the other one? Phobias, spiritual, religion. Where was that? Nominoid. Biblical, medicine, women, trees, mother, galactic. I don't know. Anyways, there's a lessons and blessings card in this deck, and I feel like that's what this is. I feel like, you know, you went into this thinking that you had a partner, someone who you could trust, someone who you could rely on, someone who would have your back. And I feel like you didn't know who you were with, because they didn't know who they don't know who they are. This person, you know, really did the most. And, you know, you may have had to trust your intuition on what you received for information so that you could break free. Because I feel like this energy was used to try to get to you. And once you energetically don't care anymore, you were separated. And if there's no energy being exchanged, then they can't feed off of you anymore and create using your beautiful energy. Now they realize when they're no longer in your energy, they don't have the power that they once had. You're the one with the energy. You're the one with the gifts. You're the one who can manifest and create. I feel like they tried to do this on their own, but found no success. So they had to like dial it up a notch. They had to try to prevent you from being able to master something so that they can try to like yield it their way in some way, shape, or form. Like their plan was to benefit off of you and your energy. And they're no longer able to do that. In fact, they're feeling the loss of this while you have a new beginning, a passionate new beginning. And it is well deserved. So, see you on the next one. Bye now.